Hello everyone, welcome to QA session part 2. Well, I have received lots of questions, so it's necessary to divide this QA session into the necessary amount of parts. This is just part 2, of course there will be more parts, get ready for that. Well, you can keep asking as many questions as you wish about retro gaming, remember. Okay, let's start this. Mobius04, one of my best friends on YouTube. By the way, Mobius, I just saw your QA session, your first part. It's not necessary to pronounce my username anymore because it seems you have lots of problems. Just in case, you have to pronounce it like this: Retrojuegos, Juegos Chile, Juegos. Remember, it's just for you to know, nothing else. Well, anyway, let's see your questions, Mobius. The first question says, despite your hatred of modern gaming, well, before answering, I think I clarified this point last time. I don't hate modern gaming in literally, but I have this kind of resentment against modern consoles, especially from the existence, from the appearance of the Nintendo 64. Of course, you cannot consider the Nintendo 64 a modern console nowadays, but let me explain the following. In my opinion, at least, I know you, Mobius, doesn't agree with me in this sense. I consider the Nintendo 64 destroyed the golden age of video games, the first half of the 90s, and my favorite age, by the way. And at the same time, this console, the Nintendo 64, established or started this new generation of video game consoles, basically because this changed from 2D graphics to 3D graphics. That's it. And that's why I have this resentment against the Nintendo 64 and the rest of the console that appeared later till nowadays, because in simple words, these consoles in a certain way destroyed my favorite age of video games. That's it, but I don't hate them, okay? Just for you to know. Well, despite that, what games do you feel of modern gaming have appealed to you in the way retro games do? Please don't mad, but I do believe there are some games out there. Don't worry, Mobius, I don't get mad. Yeah, there are some games, by the way. Sport games, specifically. Because even if you can see very important differences in graphics in these sport games, the gameplay is the same. I mean, let me provide you some examples. Super Mario Kart. You remember, the first Super Mario Kart game was released in 1992. And if you analyze, for instance, the GameCube version, the DS version, the Wii version, graphically it's totally different one from the other, but it's the same gameplay. I mean, it's a racing game, the same characters, the same way of playing, the same controls. It's the same thing practically. The same happens with soccer games. International Superstar Soccer Deluxe by Konami for the SNES, remember that game? And Winning 11 or Pro Evolution Soccer is the same thing nowadays. I mean, you can see the same camera angle, the same controls. I mean, you can enjoy the same thing as you can enjoy these classics. And Virtua Tennis 3, to give an example, and Super Tennis for the SNES, remember? One more time, graphically these games can be very different one from the other, but it's the same gameplay, it's the same spirit, the same essence from the classics. That's the important thing for me. That's why even if this Wii version or GameCube version or I don't know, PlayStation version, PlayStation 2 version, sport games are part of modern gaming, I enjoy them, just like I enjoy the classic Super Mario Kart, the International Superstar Soccer for the SNES. I mean, it's not the same thing, but I enjoy in the same way these games. That's it, basically. Perfect. Second question. It says, have you played any dodging games such as Touhou, Melty Blood, and so on? Well, at least in the case of Touhou, I have played that game a couple of times. I like it. I mean, in general terms, I enjoy a lot these shoot 'em games, arcade-like. I mean, Striker 1945, 19XX, Aero Fighters, etc. This particular game, oh, it's a very good game, good graphics, awesome music, of course, but it's not the big deal. I mean, it's a good game, but I think there are better games in this category, the shoot 'em ups. Melty Blood. Well, I know that game, but I have never played. I have to be honest in that sense. It seems to be very attractive, very similar to Capcom crossovers, the King of Fighters, and these kind of fighting games. It's very attractive. I have to download it and enjoy it, but to being honest, I haven't played this game yet. Sorry about that. Mega Man ROM hacks. Have you tried some, and what do you consider as a favorite? Well, unfortunately, I haven't played so many Mega Man ROM hacks because how to explain this? Personally, I don't like too much these Mega Man hacks. I prefer the Mario ones. Basically, because in case of Mega Man, I would like to fight different bosses, new bosses, for instance, because bosses, in these master robots, are a very important part of Mega Man games, and even if this is a Mega Man hack, the bosses are the same, so that's a problem for me. I mean, I am very demanding probably, but I would like to see new bosses or combining bosses from different Mega Man games. But I have played anyway a couple of hacks from Mega Man. I mean, these are Mega Man 2 hacks specifically. One of them in which Mega Man is playing in the Mushroom Kingdom, the Super Mario Bros. Environment. Personally, I don't like it because I don't like this combination of games. I prefer to see Mega Man running in a Mega Man environment and Mario running in a Mario environment. I don't like these odd combinations, to be honest. The other one I played and enjoyed that game more than the Mushroom Kingdom one is one, I don't know how to pronounce this, Exile Mega Man, which is a Mega Man 2 hack, in which, well, the bosses are the same again. That's the negative aspect in my opinion about these hacks. They don't modify bosses anyway, but the music was modified. In fact, the music was taken from the Game Boy Mega Man 2, adapted to the NES music, which was very attractive, very interesting to see new melodies, or not necessarily new, but I mean different from the original game, which is very interesting for me. I enjoyed a lot that game anyway, but I cannot for now use it for a long play because these hacks in general are very complicated to get through, so are very hard. I need practice definitely, because again, these are very difficult. I haven't played these hacks so many times, so I need to practice again, but I have considered upload them. Why not? What would be your top 10 favorite game of all time? Well, I have thought about it, about making some special videos about top 10 in general, but not necessarily favorite game of all time, also a specific top 10 sessions such as the best Sega Genesis game, the best NES games, SNES, arcade games, etc. I need time because I have more than 10 favorite games. I have at least 30-40 favorite games. I have to organize them, to classify them, so again, I need time. I would like to make some special video with a mini review for each game, so I would like to do it very soon, but again, I need some weeks to do this. Okay, last question for today. Norikox-kun, another friend from YouTube, he asks, what's your favorite Super Mario World hack? Well, I have two games which I consider as my favorite ones. One of them is the game I just played. I just uploaded completely on YouTube, Panic in the Mushroom Kingdom 2. Basically because, well, in fact, I already mentioned the reasons in the gameplay. The reasons are very simple. It's a very good compilation of Super Mario games in general. In terms of music, in terms of enemies, you can see Goombas, Koopas, Shy Guys, enemies from Super Mario World as well, Again, it's a very good compilation of backgrounds, environments in general, again music. It's very complete, and that's why I like it. And the other one is precisely the one I will upload next week, so it's a surprise. Okay, well people, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the second part of my QA session. You can keep asking as many questions as you wish about retro gaming, remember. And that's all. Take care, see you next time.